and the way that Q first sees her. This is the first time that we see Margot in the book as anything other than a 9-year-old, the first time we see her as a senior in high school. And we see Q seeing her, and she looks like she's laughing at something, or there's some fantastic surprise. It's not clear what it is, but it's definitely good, except that it's not good at all. What's happening is that she's finding out that her boyfriend of a year has been cheating on her, and she's extremely upset. And that's what's really happening. Q can't see that, not because it was impossible to see, but because it doesn't fit with his understanding of what constitutes Margot-ness. This book has two different covers. It has this cover and then a sad blue cover. Yes, that people are holding up if you want to look around. So yeah, nice. Blue covers for the win. Also yellow covers for the win. Nobody needs it. So this book has two different covers. They're both equally wrong. Like, they're both misimaginings of Margot. They're both oversimplifications of her. And that's exactly what Q is doing at this moment in the book when we first encounter Margot. He thinks that something awesome is happening to her because he cannot imagine a world in which non-awesome things happen to Margot. Margot's last name is Spiegelman, which is a German word. It means mirror maker, like the dude in the German village who wasn't the cabinet maker or the blacksmith, the guy who made the mirrors, was the Spiegelman. And Margot, like all of us, I think, is a Spiegelman. When the characters in the novel look at her, they don't see anything essentially true about Margot. What they see is some funhouse mirror reflection of themselves. What they see says so much more about them than it says about Margot, which becomes the central problem of the novel when she disappears. Because in order to find her, they have to see Margot as she sees herself. They have to understand Margot as complexly and as richly as they understand themselves. Like, it's super easy for all of us to look at ourselves and say, like, I am extremely complex. Like, Whitman wrote, in Song of Myself, Whitman wrote, I contain multitudes. And like, how true is that? Like, I am both smart and stupid. I am both ugly and not ugly. I am both, you know, fat and not fat. I am both smart and stupid, both evil and good. Like, I am able to see all of these things inside of myself. You know, I am both sad and happy. I contain multitudes, and so I'm sure do you. But because I'm not inside of you, I can't experience the manner in which you contain multitudes. And so what I end up doing is I either dismiss you, which is something that nerd fighters know something about. That guy is lame, that guy is stupid, that guy's an idiot, that guy's a nerd, that guy's a dork, whatever it is. More than you, that they have access to more awesome than you do, that they could just be cooler than you could ever be. The Edward Cullenization of the romantic other. Both of these, for those of you who don't get that joke, thanks for not reading Twilight. I like Twilight. I always make that joke and it makes it sound like I don't like Twilight. I do like Twilight. I just think that Edward Cullen is an empty vessel into which we stuff all of our hopes and aspirations. Which there's nothing wrong with as an idea, but then there's something profoundly wrong with it if you think that the world is going to be that way, or if that people or even vampires are going to act that way. Because the fact of it is that we are all, on some fundamental level, we are all humans. We are not a set of empty ideas into which you can stuff your hopes and aspirations. We are not, you know, empty shells. We are humans, and we all contain multitudes. Our responsibility as readers, as writers, is to try to create worlds that explore that with sensitivity and with depth and with thoughtfulness. And our responsibility as human beings is to understand that the other, even the radically other, even the Republican other, even the Bangladeshi other living in profound poverty who cannot imagine the world in which we are living, who cannot imagine what one would do if one made, you know, tens of thousands of dollars a year. All of those people are people as fully as we are, and until we are able to imagine that, we always end up getting stuck being unable to find people like Margot. And indeed, it's never possible for other people to find us in a meaningful way until we open ourselves up to that more complicated understanding of the other. That's what I was thinking about when I was writing Paper Towns. That's why I wrote it. The other thing that I want to say briefly, that is sort of on this topic, and that I mentioned in what I read today, was those of you who have watched all of our videos and spent like 20 hours staring at my face, may remember that Hank made a video in which he talked about the Wikipedia article for Jacques Chirac being changed to Jacques Chirac is a gay, which then I flagrantly stole and put into Paper Towns. And I wondered, I should have thought about this more maybe, but like, I think about it all the time now, like, because you spent 2 years of the two of the years I was writing this book with me, inevitably, there's a ton of stuff that you see from my life that ended up in the novel. I hope that that does not draw too much away from the experience of reading the book, that it does not take you out of the narrative and make you think like, oh, that's real. I believe that you can't because it's real. Like, I tried to think of something that would say what that Jacques Chirac Wikipedia vandalism says that wouldn't be that. But I didn't come up with anything that was that good. I mean, what is so great about Wikipedia is the tension between those who would destroy both truth and language and those who would seek to preserve it, like Radar. And I cannot think of a better example of the sort of petty vandalism that is endemic to Wikipedia than that real example. I tried, but I didn't think of one. So just because it's real doesn't mean that it's not legitimate fodder for fiction, I would argue. But also, just because it's real doesn't mean that it automatically is legitimate fodder for fiction, which is an important thing to remember. So I hope all of those things, the troll holes in the, sorry, I got some serious dry mouth. The troll holes in the mini mall, in the Osprey, the fact that I have this photograph in my house and that it appears in the novel, I hope that these things don't draw you away from the story, but instead provide a maybe kind of pleasant ancillary experience without distracting from what the novel is, which is a story that I have hopefully very little to do with, and I hope that you're able to not think of me at all while you read it, whether you like it or not, particularly if you don't. So that's my spiel, and now it is my like tremendous privilege and honor, and I'm so excited to be able to do this. Abby Simons is a musician who lives in the Bay Area, and have you ever performed to a crowd this big before?
Not by myself.
Okay, not by yourself.
It'd be nice.
So, let me tell you a little bit about Abby's project on YouTube, Songs from a Hat. What she does is people comment on YouTube and they just give her song titles, and she puts every single song title that she gets into a hat, and then every week she picks one out. And then she reads what the song title is, and then she has to write a song with that title. This has resulted in an astounding number of really wonderful songs. So many that I profoundly wish that she had taken the initiative to make an album out of them. But she didn't, so you can't buy it. But what you can do is subscribe to her YouTube channel.